welcome. It's the Google Workspace updates for 2023 Q4. That's what this is. I am Jessica Van Havlin. I am the Dom Do It Google Support Specialist, and we're glad you are taking the time to learn more about Google Workspace. So let's go ahead and dive deeper. A few other housekeeping items that I want you to be aware of, more of an announcement, is that Google Help-Iowa YouTube channel is there for you to subscribe, review, and watch. So if you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, I strongly encourage you to do so. Obviously, review and watch is self-explanatory. There's other resources, other YouTube videos out there for you to learn and share with your coworkers and get a better understanding of the valuable tool that we have inside our Google Workspace. So again, there's lots of information on that YouTube channel if you haven't checked it out. The other opportunity that is only available to our Google users in the state of Iowa. So again, this is only available for our Google users for the state of Iowa. I do know I get some people from outside Google state of Iowa employees that watch my videos. So this is not an opportunity for you. This is an opportunity for our state of Iowa Google users. We do have a chat space for you to learn more about Google Workspace. It is an opt-in opportunity where you can join the community space. Once you join that community space, you will then receive periodically, once, twice, no more than 3 times a week, and very rarely is it even 3 times a week, a chat space message inside that space where you will learn more about updates that come out and roll out in our community or in our domain at that time. Also, other tips and tricks. And it is just a way, it's one message that comes into your chat. So it's really a great opportunity to be in the know. It's an announcement only chat space. Believe me, you're not going to have 6,000 communications come in there. It's announcement only. You receive it, you read it, and you can react to it if you choose to. But other than that, it is just me broadcasting the updates that seem to appear inside our Workspace domain, and you are in the know. You can then forward that on to your own agency communication process if you choose to, but it is a way to understand all the updates, and that is sometimes really hard to do, but that is a really great opportunity for you to join that chat space. So what we're going to do today is we're going to focus on apps, and this isn't as long as like some of my other past training. It's only like 30 slides, so it won't be as long as an hour and a half, but what we're going to do is we're going to focus it by app. First, we're going to focus the content, the updates by app. Now, we understand Google loves interoperability within Google Workspace. Some of these updates will cross over and be part of multiple apps. Well, in this case, we're just going to try to focus on one primary app and then kind of tell you what it can do within other apps. So the first app is Chat. You may notice right away that is a different logo. Chat has a new logo coming out. That isn't quite here yet, but there is a new logo for Chat. Kind of looks like the doc editors, Google Meet, but now it is Chat. Again, what it's trying to tell you is that it works with a lot of different apps, and that's what Google is really known for, is the interoperability within its entire infrastructure of Google Workspace. So the first chat update that I want to talk about is see message view counts in Google chat spaces. Let's take a portion of that announcement out, or that sentence out. We're going to focus on Google chat spaces. So again, this is only applying to Google chat spaces. So in a chat space, formerly known as rooms, you now have the capability of seeing how many people viewed. I can't promise you they read it. They at least viewed it, right? We have no idea if they actually read the message, but they did definitely view it. Keep that in mind. But they viewed the message. You'll see in the GIF that it shows you, in this example, 230 people viewed that message on that chat. So that's a great opportunity for you to do that. Keep in mind, this is also available for space members. It's not just managers that can see this. It is space members. So everybody that's in that space can view the count that took place on that chat space or that message. The other thing that you want to be aware of is that anything before August 1st of 2023, it's not going to give you that view count. So keep that in mind as well. There's a few other caveats that you might want to review, but keep in mind, this is a great way to have analytics on a space. So for example, I like to give you business case scenarios on how I would use it, or maybe you would use it. Going back to just what I was talking about, the chat space that we have for Google Help, I would send a message out. It's announcement only particular space in this example. I'm just curious because I'm curiosity, you know, analytics. I would then view that message that I sent out, knowing I have such and such amount of members in my space. How many of those members actually viewed that message that I sent out? So I can actually view only 50 read that message. Well, they're not going to know about the new chat update, right? So keep that in mind. So it kind of gives you an idea of the analytics of the chat space. So again, a great option. Before I move on, another housekeeping item, most of the slides that I have today do have a YouTube video. Not all of them, I'll be honest. I don't make videos for every single update. But this is where, if you want to learn more or share this information, go to the YouTube that's embedded in the slide for that particular update. The other resource for you is at the bottom. Every slide does have a blue button, which would then take you to the Google Help website. Once you get there, it will take you to the Google Help website with more information about the particular update. So again, plethora of resources right at your fingertips, and different types of media formats, such as written format and GIF format, and also YouTube video format. So again, lots of resource just on one slide for one particular update, and that is kind of the same rinse and repeat option that you'll see throughout the slide deck. So that's enough housekeeping items. We are going to go ahead and continue on with the next update. The next update is copy space member email addresses in Google Chat. So with this one, you can, in a chat space, and I think a group, I think it's just space, in a chat space, yep, in a chat space, you can go to a chat space, and if it's less than 100 people in that chat space, 100 members, you will have the capability of copying all their email addresses. So this is something, this duplicate icon right here that you've seen before. You see it in Google Calendar. You've seen it before. It just allows you to copy all those emails in a bulk fashion inside your chat space. So in this one, there's only 78 members. What I would do is see that it's under 100 people, and then I have the ability to copy. So what we have to realize is now more than likely you're copying those email addresses to do one or two, three things. One might be sending a formal communication in a email format. You want to copy those valid emails, you could do that. You could also copy those emails, start a Google Sheet. There's reasons for copying those email addresses. Maybe you want to send a calendar invite. So there's a lot of reasons to quickly grab your team member emails and send it out, and send it out in multiple ways, or create a database. So that's the purpose of it. So keep that in mind, why some of these updates, to understand the business need for it. This one, we're not going to read the header because it's pretty lengthy, but what really is happening is that you have a more easily differentiating ways to versus incoming messages and outgoing messages. So Google has provided modernization and visualizations for the difference of incoming messages inside your chat and outgoing messages. So keep that in mind. You'll notice some differences you probably already have. Again, not a huge thing, but it does help you quickly identify, is this an incoming message or is this an outgoing message? So here's an example of the two different types of messages of incoming and outgoing. They have different colors. You have a little bubble. And so it just kind of helps you identify quickly that they're incoming and outgoing. I do take a little bit deeper dive into that when you look at the YouTube channel. So again, you probably have already noticed this. It's a nice feature to help identify. This one is involving smart chips inside Google chat space, or chat, not Pringles. It's this famous smart chips. If you should be familiar with that terminology by now. If you're not, I strongly encourage you to check out the Smart Canvas on our Google Help website. Just Google Smart Canvas. You will learn the word smart chips and so much more, building blocks, custom blocks. It's part of the product that's like an extra layer on top of Google Workspace. Smart Chips is where you see the famous @ sign inside the Google Workspace apps, such as Docs, Sheets, and Slides, and so much more. You now have the capability of using the @ sign inside the chat, and then you can add a smart chip in a file or person. Right now, those are the two smart chips that are available inside chat. So in the GIF, you can see they typed in the @ sign, and then they embedded or used the smart chip feature to add a file. So again, the famous @ sign, @ sign, @ sign. If you have not used the famous @ sign, also known as the search menu, please try it out. There is so much available for you, and Smart Chips is one of those. So again, great feature inside chat now. This one is improved search results. So you do have now improved search results in Google Chat, and this is continually growing. We'll talk about a few more updates. They're on the way here. But Google is trying to improve search in Google Chat. Why? Because it's our new way of communication. We communicate a lot inside Google Chat. Ever since COVID, it became the new across the hall conversation. It is just being used for both now informal and formal communication, because it's just expanded. But what has happened with that is it's being so much more, it is being more used. It is kind of cumbersome, and what do I need to find in a very similar fashion like we do in our email. So what Google has done is made improvements on searching in Google Chat. Again, a little off tangent, but sometimes we need to know the why, and why you can continue seeing these updates is because we're using a lot. They want to obviously help us find that content that we need. So many of us, all of us probably, will always type a keyword in the search magnifying glass. Every single one of us do that every day. And this time when you're inside chat or in the Gmail integrated workspace, you can type in that keyword, like in this example, sales number, and you can always use the filter chips. Let me erase my thing. You can use, I'm sorry, well, they're filter chips too, but you can use the search chips. That's not part of this update. If you haven't used those already, strongly encourage you to do so. Believe me, that refines your search immensely. So use search chips if you haven't already done so, but you got to type in a keyword. And in this example, sales number was typed. Once you type in the keyword, you have the search chip. What is new about this update is that you have some sorting options over on the right-hand side where you can choose most recent or most relevant. So keep that in mind. So you do have, what we're always looking for is a sort option, and now you have that option on the right-hand side. And again, Google is continuing to add more search capabilities. There might even be more coming that I'm not aware of yet down the road in the roadmap, but just be aware that it's going to improve as we continue to use it. Smart replies is another easy little update for us. Smart replies is another keyword you should be familiar with. It's just what that is inside chat. You have the way to quickly respond when you're on the go, in a hurry, or just don't want to take the tedious away from typing a message in Google Chat. So you'll notice then many times you will just have quick responses at the bottom, such as sure, yes, confirmed. It will take the machine learning, artificial intelligence, and start providing you quick ways to respond with the smart replies. And those are the options that you see in the buttons. So you can quickly respond and let that person know that you read that message and you have a response to that particular comment. This particular YouTube video kind of goes over all 4 of those updates that we just went over. So there was quite a bit coming out at once, and so I just made one video about all 4 of those updates. So again, you should see that in each one of those as well. And this one actually, it goes with this one. No, this is a different link. So this are different posts. This one I like a lot. So easily linked to a specific message in Google Chat. So what this actually kind of making chat be is like a blog in a sense, where every chat you make, every message you make has a link to it. So why would you use this? Let's go back to that business case scenario. 1, you could copy the link of the message, just as it's showing in the GIF, copy that link, post it in another chat, post it in an email. Hey, or copy and paste it into an email, copy and paste it into Google Doc notes, into agenda. because it's very similar to a email, right? And so it's confirmation of X, Y, and Z. You just will find it very useful. In my case scenario, going back to the Google Help website or Google Help chat space, well, think about it. It is an announcement only chat space. It is there to communicate about updates. So each one of those chat messages are links to a particular update. Could I not send that link to the chat and saying, hey, why don't you review the update that I sent via chat? Or, hey, this is why you should sign up. Like, there's a lot of benefits. Now, there are restrictions, and permissions are important regarding this, especially if you're trying to send it to a person that's not part of that space or that chat message. They're not going to have access to it. It does not change the permissions. So if you actually send a link of a chat space message to a person that's not part of it, they will not have access to it. It will say a little banner on the left, you do not have access. So, and it won't open it up. So again, if you want to learn how that portion of it works, watch the video. So but a really nice feature. So chat has a lot of updates coming. So a lot of these updates will also be posted on the newsletter that we send out every quarter. If you haven't checked that out, always encourage you to check and read, and encourage your staff to read the newsletter. With that, I'm just going to go ahead and show you some of these examples. The good news with these 3 updates, well, 2 of the updates, I'm going to give you a sneak peek. It is not here in our domain yet. So what I do have is the state of Iowa Google team does have a test domain, and we turn on the rapid release to test some of these things. In this example, it's a prime example to get a better understanding of these updates. So I will give you a sneak peek. So that is an added bonus for you that are watching. But in the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly show you some of these updates. First one is streamlining the user experience in Google Chat to help you find what you need much faster. That's just a long sentence. So let me give you a visual. You're going to then get, let me share this tab first. There we go, make sure. Okay. So on this update, I'm changing off the slide deck, but you will see that you will have a home, mentions, and starred, a new shortcut navigation on the left-hand side. So you will have those new options. And I'll talk more about that in the demonstration portion, but it is going to make it much more easy. It's going to make it easier to find messages, filter messages. You'll have the option to filter unread messages and so much more. You'll be able to star messages. Again, all going back to we're using chat a lot more, so we need to make it more user-friendly. And these little new navigation of chat shortcuts are going to help with that. So we'll talk more about that in a little bit. Improve query, that one I won't show. That's just another way to search better. Let me go to the other one that's on there. Star important messages in Google Chat. Again, we already kind of talked about that in the previous update, but you will have the option in this GIF. You can see you'll be able to star. So it's kind of like, this is my favorite chat message. Or I need to revert, like whatever you use starred for inside your Gmail or inside your Drive. It means something different for everybody, right? It could be an important message, it could be a task, it could be whatever. But you do have the capability of at least using the starred feature that we're used to inside Gmail and in Google Drive. You will now have that same starred feature inside chat. So those are the 2 updates. And like I said, added bonus, I will be able to give you a sneak peek at least on the first one and the third one at the end here, because I have it in the test domain. So that was a lot of chat, no pun intended. We're going to focus on Drive next. Drive. So you now have the capability, well, you've always had the capability of locking files, not always, but in the last 6 or 8 months, you've had the capability of locking files. With that in this particular update, Google allows us to lock files more easily in Google Drive. So if you've been at any of my trainings in the before or anything, probably I always talk about right click, and right click some more. People for some reason don't think you can right click in Google Workspace. That's totally incorrect. You can right click, and when you select an item, you'll get a whole bunch of different features. Right click inside Google Drive is another benefit. Well, now what they think, the same thing I think, is right click is a great way to find things quick and easy. And with that, let me give you my pin again. you will see then you have the option to lock when you right click inside on a file. So what does locking files do? Locking a file ensures a reviewer can't change a file, such as edits, comments, suggestions can't be added to a locked document. However, another editor can unlock, if they have edit access, unlock the file and make new edits. So you need to understand permission-based if you're using a lock file. A lock file is usually used if you're using the file approval process, which I strongly recommend for small cases of approvals. So keep that in mind. Another feature Google is working on. This one is pretty big. I like this one a lot. I'm really happy that Google Workspace is making things easier to navigate. It's kind of what I would define it as. So Google has launched 2 new views, and actually there's another one coming as well. So your Google Drive infrastructure navigation is changing, if you have not already noticed, but it's going to change some more, but not in a bad way. The same concept in My Drive and Shared Drives and Shared With Me is all the same. What they're doing is they're using the same, you're using the search queries that we use a lot, and then just kind of making it like a dashboard. So what this one is Google has done just that. You have an activity view now inside your Google Drive. So you will find a new view called Activity View. Okay, and that's right here inside your My Drive, or in your Google Drive. And what does the activity view? I mean, if you're watching live right now, or you're watching later, I would go to your drive and find the activity view right now. And what that does is it shows you all pending access requests, recent comments, and approvals for files to help quickly see recent activity and take action on it all in one place. Why? This is so powerful because we get so many shared requests on a particular file. Where do we go? Usually in our email, right? And so now if we miss that email, which all of us have done at one time or another, you will actually see all those shared requests, all those approvals that you usually get in email, comments that you need to review. You had access to do this all the time. However, many of us would not actually take the action to search for it, right? You could have done all that within a search inside the famous advanced filter search, right? But now they've just taken that search query and put it in a dashboard format for you. I mean, it's going to be powerful. It is powerful. It's not, it is here. Workspace view is one that we have used in the past, but maybe not to the full capacity. Priority will be going away. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but priority is going to be the home page. Okay. Well, priority also had the concept of workspace views. Still do have the option for workspace views. However, you just have a new option underneath that now. So you'll see you have an option of workspace. Now, if you have never made a workspace, that's not a very good drawing, but you get the concept. It's right there. Workspace view, workspaces, let me make sure you understand what workspaces are. Workspaces is a collection of files up to 25. So what Workspace does is you have to determine what those favorite 25 files are, but you can categorize them. It's just a quick way to find those files in a different way. So for example, if I'm working on project A, I might want to create a workspace, which is great. And then I just put those easy agenda items right in there, right? Because I don't have to dig for them, because I'm working on these 20 files all the time for this project. Same thing with my Google Help team. I have a workspace. It's called Google Help. Every week I have to pull up the 2023 agenda. I know I have to pull up my communication drive file. I use that all the time. So I just go to my workspace and it's there. So it's not like I have to go nest it and find it in my files. It's still in my nested folder infrastructure. It's just also quick and easy and accessible in my workspace view. So again, this is a pretty good video. This is really what I would probably pass on and share. So I will also share some of this. Unfortunately, I don't have all of this. I don't have this one. I'm sorry. I'm going to retract what I just said, but I will give you a sneak peek via these links. Okay, so the first update that's not here yet, and the reason why I'm giving you guys these sneak peeks is because in December, Google kind of takes this time off, just like the rest of us do, from like the holiday time. And so they don't like to roll out a lot of stuff during the holiday time because they're probably light on staff, just like we're light on staff, right? during the holiday time. So a lot of these updates won't appear until the new year, but I wanted to give you guys some updates on that. So this is one that you'll probably see in the new year of 2024. So reason why I'm putting these in here, I usually don't like to do that. I like to give you, make sure I see it in the domain first, but these I think will be fine. So be aware of that. This one is filter by people or groups in Google Drive. You already have some of this already available, so you can filter by people. However, what this one does is that you could actually filter by people, but you have the option, you will have the option to select shared with. That's huge. Maybe employee A has been really kind of naughty, and you maybe want to restrict access and how many files that you have, how many files that you know of that has Amy Tonks has been shared with. And so you can actually search by that. Same thing with groups and by external users. So again, nice feature. So that's there, will be there. So again, if you haven't used those famous search tips, I strongly suggest that you do. I'm going to go back to the slide deck, and I'm going to show you the other one. Is introducing a new homepage view in Google Drive. So let me go ahead and click on that. This is coming. This is what I was mentioning earlier, that it's going to replace the priority. I'm not going to go into all this. I really haven't gotten to play with it. I do know I've seen this in my personal Google account, but I have not seen this as of yesterday inside my test domain, in our test domain. So I really don't know how it's all going to work. But I can tell you right now, visually, home is now there, where priority was. And so again, this just kind of going fast, but you'll have suggestions. Google will use its machine learning. And again, I think a few other things will happen with this particular update. The material design, I do remember reading that will be updated, something that we should be used to. But again, more things coming down the road. So again, Google will now have a home option versus just the priority. All righty. Google Docs, not much here in Google Docs. This one you probably have seen. As you can now, when you open a Google Doc, a blank one, you will see that they have quick and easy access to the building blocks and so much more. So let me pull my pen. So it's this. You should see that when you open a Google Doc. They want you to use these things. If you're not using them, you're doing yourself a disservice. That was kind of a lecture, and I'm sorry that sounded harsh, but you are. Building blocks, custom tables, the email draft, the meeting notes, the @ sign. Make that your 2024 goal. Get yourself involved with all the new features Google has given us, especially in the Google Doc native. So again, I'm pushing it. Google is trying to emphasize this more and more too. You will find they will actually add the @ sign even more and more and more inside your Google Doc editors. So get yourself familiar. This is a huge benefit to increase collaboration and productivity. So use it. That's what our goal is. So you'll be able to quickly, with this new update, find the meeting notes, email draft, calendar invite. I mean, talk about collaboration and more efficient and getting other people to look at this stuff. It's good. So check it out if you haven't done so. The last update training I did, I was kind of making fun of Google in the sense that we're becoming an emoji nation. In this particular training and this quarter, there isn't that many emoji training opportunity or training or updates on emojis, but this is one of them. You can now add emoji reactions to comments in docs, sheets, and slides. And again, docs, sheets, and slides are defined as Google Doc editors. So when you make a comment, you can react. And you're like, and again, I am a teacher that likes to train you on ideas of why, because we are behind a screen. I don't really know how you feel sometimes about X, Y, and Z. So this gives us a true, better understanding of that emotional side. Even though it's a little emoji icon, it does make a difference to know, yes, you really do love that idea. Yes, you're in favor of that comment. And yes, I can kind of have a little bit of emotion behind it. So again, as cheesy sometimes as these updates are, but it does help with understanding emotions and also giving honest feedback. Google Groups. Again, I won't show this particular one because we're probably at 20% of people that actually use Google Groups to this fashion. Google Groups does have an option. If you actually go to the Google Groups interface, which if you are this user, you know exactly what I mean. You go to Google Groups and you communicate and send messages from the Google Groups interface. If you're that person, you'll want to make sure you know this, that you could actually now use the same template concept that we're used to in Gmail. You can use a template. So it's a canned response, something that you use over and over and over again, that you don't have to repeat and start from scratch. You'll be able to send that same canned message by using the template feature that you're used to in Gmail. And this will hopefully save you time and streamline your workflows. So again, this is available in your Google Group interface for those that need that. If you are that person, I would check out the resource. That's it for Google Groups. We're going to go to Google Meet. Google Meet is not one that I will demo because that's kind of hard with one person, but I will try to go in greater detail on these particular slides. So Google Meet has made an improvement in the sense of accessibility for users, which they have continuously, but this one will really help when you have a interpreter or etc. On your call. So for example, if I wanted to, and if I had a sign language person on this call at the same time, I would want to tile those together so we're side by side, so they would see me talking and having the interpreter there as we go. So be aware of that you have the capability of actually tiling to pair to your tiles together. So a great example of helping with efficiency and accessibility. So Google, I'm going to go over these. Some of these are here and some of them are not here yet. I have not made all these posts, but some of these are good for you to be aware of. And some are just kind of FYI. So I'm going to quickly go over some of these. First one, this is here in our domain. So let me turn this off again. So you can actually raise your hand. This is here, but it is not turned on by default. So you have to turn it on. So you'll see in this GIF, you can actually raise your hand. I actually have it on. If I raise my hand, it will actually physically raise my hand. It will do a virtual raise hand. It's using some artificial intelligence there, machine learning to do that. It is not on by default though. You can read that in the you have to go into your settings and turn that on. And then you'll have that capability to use the hand raise gestures. Now, some of us probably talk with our hands and maybe don't want that feature. So it is not something that everybody will want turned on. The other one is, I'm just going to read this one. Turn question and answer on and off on Google Meet live stream viewers. That's just another thing. Again, not many people use live stream, but you can enable and disable that. High definition in your screen quality is great when you record. Full high definition available when you want. Now again, be conscious of that. If you don't have the network, you might not want to use high definition. View speaker notes while co-presenting. This is here, so I'll go ahead and share that one. This is here. I think I might have already done a post on this, but I wasn't 100% sure. But you can share speaker notes if you also have a co-host. So if I was actually presenting and I had a co-host that's helping me out, this is again a great way for your larger meetings. So if you haven't checked the differences between Zoom and Google Meet, it's pretty much, in my opinion, a wipe. Google Meet has brought everything back to what we need in comparison. And so there's a few more on larger meetings again. So just a few updates. You guys can check them out. Again, these are some of these once they're ready or they're here or I have time, I'll post them on the Google chat. So I kind of make a priority of what I think everybody else needs to know. Sometimes I will stick with the 80-20 rule. 20% of us don't use, 20% of us use live stream. So again, it's just when I feel like that is needed to be shared out, I'll let you guys know. But it is here for you guys to review and go from there. Google Sheets. This one is approved paste values experience in Google Sheets. So if you're unfamiliar with paste values is, if you're a Google Sheet user, it's better than sliced bread. if you're not a Google Sheet user, you're like, I don't get it. And then you don't know what pay special values is, and you want to definitely check out my Sheets training, because there's a lot of information you can do, a lot of great things, a lot of ways to collaborate and to be efficient inside Sheets. So one of the things is Google has made enhancements when you copy a particular column or cell. You've always had the capability of right-clicking and choosing pay special values. Now, what this one particular does is when you did that with a date, it would really kind of just mess you up. It was really kind of irritating. So they have improved that and actually put the value of the date in there versus mumble jumble in the sense of a serial number. So if you are new or you're like, what is pay special values? I strongly encourage you, and if you're in Sheets, to check out this video. This video does go over most of these. I think I did all of these, maybe not all of them, but I did some of the ones that a lot of people don't know, like paste transpose, huge time saver. I'll definitely go over some of those as well. So if you want, you can dive deeper and learn more about pay special values in that video. So this is more than just the update. I would dive deeper and give you a better understanding of this pay special values options have for you, because it is a great feature for you inside Google Sheets. Oops, we don't want to play the video right now. Thank you. Slides. Well, you see that I'm using this one right now, and I'm hoping it's not too annoying, but I can actually annotate as I'm showing, as I'm presenting. And that can really help emphasize what I want you to look at, right? I want you to look at this pie graph. So you have this option inside Slides to turn on the pin, and you can change the color of the pin, you can erase it, and so much more. But this does help when you are presenting on a slide deck. So you have the option to emphasize the content with the new pin tool inside Google Slides. This one is also, a lot of times when you're working on a Google slide, you have multiple people on a slide and helping you add content. Let's say, for example, a business review. You've got the finance department that needs to do their portion of the slide deck. You've got the app development team that needs to do their portion of the slide deck. You've got the different team, but it's all in one slide, right? So that's a great example of a collaborative Google slide, right? Slide deck. So when you have multiple people on there, you kind of want to know, where are they at? What are they doing? What are they adding? You know, and so you have the capability of now of live pointers. So when you are simultaneously collaborating, you will then be able to move around with that person and find out exactly where they're at and continue to follow them, lack of better, stalk them inside the slide deck. So again, a nice option when you are simultaneously collaborating on a slide deck. And a great example is a business review. Multiple people on it, got multiple hats, need to add the content. What are they adding? I could actually follow them and see what's going on. I dive deeper on that one, and that's in that video as well. This is fun. I use this for the Google user group on Thursday. I'm doing a special little gift, lack of a better word, and I was looking for some fun GIFs and stickers. This is a nice feature. You now can insert GIFs and stickers in Google Slides. And so again, a more dynamic and creative presentation that you can do with the new option of GIFs and stickers. So if you haven't found it, check it on the insert, and you'll be able to add a sticker or a GIF, and or both if you choose. This one is going to be pretty big once it's rolled out. It is not here, and there has been a delay. What this one is to create shareable video presentations in Google Slides. So with that one, let me share this tab. This one won't be out until Christmas or after the new year, but you'll be able to record on top of your slide is how I'm understanding it. So let's just watch this GIF here. So he's recording, telling his story, and so much more. This is not available for everybody. It's available for our SKUs. So this is a really nice enhancement that we get. So again, nice. So this will definitely help with employee trainings, lessons, and etc., and so much more. So again, I'm excited to test this one out and see what happens with that. So a nice feature. I think that is it for Oh, task. Oh, this is another big one. Google Task. This one, I'm actually changing some of the ways that I organize my own stuff because of this new view. This view is going to be very helpful. So if you may not realize this, but Task has had a lot of attention in the last year. So you can add Task in Google Docs now, and also in Spaces and so much more. There's just tasks all over. Inside email, also you can add a task from chat. So again, Google likes to work together. You could add a task from Gmail, chat, doc editors. So you have all these options to add tasks from all other Google Workspace. But I will say this is where they needed a little more work, and they finally did it, is they needed to provide a more visual understanding of what needs to be done. You do have already had the calendar interoperability where you could see that by due date, you had the side panel, but now this actually puts it all together, in my humble opinion, is that they have a full screen view inside your calendar where you can actually go to task and you can actually pin this if you want to, bookmark it, but allows you to give you a full free screen desktop experience to view all your tasks. So right there, that's what it looks like. And it's a nice tile base. You have some filtering options. It works a little similar, not completely like Keep in the sense of the view. But man, I've already changed my way of organizing. I'm going to use this. So this is a huge update for both personal life. I'm going to do this and my work life. So that's that. I think that's it. Now I say that. Now it's time for the demonstration. I will switch gears here. Okay, so I'm going to give you a quick demo on some of these updates, not all of them, just to kind of give you a visual understanding of what it looks like in a demonstration mode. So today's persona, I am currently in trainer 13, so I'm not myself. So if I say this account, that's the account I'm in today. So me, in this example, my persona is trainer 13. The first thing I want to talk about is calendar or is chat, because that was our first update. So I wanted to quickly show you some of these. I'm just going to highlight some of them. So the first thing is seeing message count. So I'm inside a chat space right now. I am a member. I will then be able to see, in this particular example, by hovering over a message, I will be able to view that 72 people read, or I have to say view. I'm not sure if they read it. View the message about emoji reactions to Google Docs. So there's that. So you can actually click the three dots, and then you have the option to see message view. The other thing is you can actually also go to manage members. That's not a good example. If you go to another chat space, you also have the option to copy the email addresses. So I'm under a chat space. I'm going to go to manage members, and then you can then copy all of the member email addresses. That's the other update as well. So you could copy the email addresses. You'll notice at the bottom, emails are successfully copied to a clipboard, and then you could paste it into a different option. This one, I'm just going to show you. This is, I'm going to type a message, hi, how are you? Notice then this is an example of an outbound message. It's a different color. This is an incoming message, and that's a different color. So again, just be aware of the differentiation between an incoming and outgoing monitorization that has taken place. So that's an example of that. Again, I would strongly encourage, if you want more on that, to check the video regarding that particular update. You can also use the smart chips. So down here, I can use the famous @ sign, and you can actually select the people chips that I mentioned, and you can also select a file. So again, use the @ sign, the @ sign, and the @ sign. You then can add a whole bunch of content by using the smart chips if you choose. So that is an option for you as well. You can also right-click on them, or not right-click, but click on the message, and then you actually have the option to copy the link. So you have the option to copy the link, and then you can paste that into different messages or into an email. So you'll notice at the bottom, the link has been copied, and then you actually have a direct link to this particular chat message. Notice that each one of these each have an option to copy a link. So it takes you directly into that particular spot inside that particular chat. So nice feature as well. I am going to change personas. I am going to go to trainer 1 in the test domain. And I wanted to give you a sneak peek of some of the updates that should be rolling out, or maybe some of you already have it inside your chat environment. So you'll notice I'm in a test environment right now. I'm in a totally different account or domain. I am not in iowa.gov. I'm in test.iowa.gov. So this is not here yet for us. But what you will see, because this is such a big update, is inside your chat, you will see home, mentions, and starred. Okay. So let's focus on the new shortcuts. Let's first focus on home. You'll notice then in home, it brings in all the messages that you have. And again, this isn't highly used, so I apologize. But what you can do up at the top right-hand corner is you can also filter unread. So I can click on unread, and then it just brings up the unread messages there. Mentions are going to be things that have the @ sign in. So if someone has said at OCIO Training 1, it would be there. And obviously starred are ones that I have starred and has appeared there as well. So again, this is going to really help staying organized. I mean, the home button alone is really going to help to really filter. Also, the search capability will be better as well. So if I typed in, I don't know, I see a pony message down here. You can see then ponies, then you have a whole bunch of the search. You have, this is another one that is already here, most recent and relevant. You'd have all those. Again, Google's going to improve on the search capability of chat. So that's a really nice feature. Just wanted to give you a sneak peek of what that's going to look like. And again, I'm glad that it's going to be here for us soon. So I'm going to get out of that trainer account. That's a test domain. So I think I hit most of those. Not all of them need to be repeated. So I need to go to Drive next. So first thing is I want to talk about the different views. So this is a pretty big update. So we have inside Google Drive, I'm inside Trainer 13th persona, and I'm in Google Drive. So let's first look at activity. That's one of the new views that you have available. This is in your domain. This is in our domain, so you should see this. So how cool is this? I actually did this yesterday, so you'd have examples to look at. You see that I have 3 different categories in my activity new view. I have access request, I have approvals, and I have recent comments. So again, if you don't have any recent comments, you're not going to see comments. If you don't have any approvals, you're not going to see approvals. Get the point? But you can take action from here when you want to. So for example, access requests. Someone has asked me to have requests for this sheet. So I can then click on take action on that, click manage access. Who wanted it? Trainer 5. I can choose decline, or I can actually decide to share. I will say if you do decide to decline, you might want to check unnotify. Or if you feel like you are declining, then I would suggest putting a message in there. Because I did that one day and someone's like, I don't know why. So anyway, with that, be aware of that. And then meeting notes is another one I have under approvals. So this means I need to approve it. So I'm going to click on review. And I'm like, yeah, those meeting notes look amazing. I can make a conscious decision to choose approve. And now I've taken that action that is needed for the meeting notes. And then again, this one gives me that I have a comment. This is going to be very helpful for many of you, especially that get so many comments. I'm going to open the comment. I can review and I can respond and say, yep, looks great, and move on. So, and what they're really doing is you always had these capabilities. You had the option to search by waiting approval, requested by me, follow-ups. All these were here before, right? So all I did was click on the drop down and I would search these. However, what they did is took that query and then they just put it in a nice little dashboard for you. So nice. It's a good update. And then priority will become home, as I mentioned earlier. And then workspaces, Again, if you're not familiar with Workspaces, I strongly recommend, because that's what I use for my training materials. You'll notice I have a quarter 4. And so these are the files that I put in this Workspace. So again, I'm not going to talk about Workspaces. If you don't know, definitely try it out. It's something that it's very helpful to keep yourself organized. And so just be aware of that. Let me see what else I need to go over on Drive. I think that's it for Drive. Let's go to Google Docs. I will just open a new Google Doc on that one. I'm just going to go to docs.new, which is one of my favorite shortcuts. Well, I think I am. So one of the updates is to show you that the new options for the building, well, that's weird. Oh, it's just giving me an example. So you can hover over these. I guess I didn't realize they gave you an example, but they give you the building blocks that we can use, such as meeting notes, email draft. Then you can search the @ and that is where you get all these things that we've been talking about. So if you haven't seen that, it's not an annoying little thing for you. It is to help you out. Insert is where you can get all those as well, or the famous @ sign. So @ sign is the search menu. So again, Google wants to emphasize this. So you're going to see it a lot more. So please use it and use those to your full capacity. You'll really like it. You can, let me go back to this one. I think I can add a comment on a doc and sheets now and slides, and you can add an emoji reaction if you choose to. So again, you can actually react to a comment now in docs, sheets, and slides. I'm not going to go over Google Meet. That's hard to do with one person. And then Sheets, let me see what else I got for Sheets. Oh, I'm going to show you Pay Special Values. So I'm going to, this is the Google Sheet, and this is the Pay Special Value one. So I'm going to right click on this particular column, and I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go to column J, and I'm going to right click, and notice I have Pay Special. I have values, format, formula only, conditional, all these things. And I can't tell you, this is really powerful. So in this case, this particular update is actually, if I choose values only, it will keep it the date format. So that's really important. I'm going to remove the format here. I'm going to make this green and just make this all red. So now I'm going to show you just one other quick example. I copied column J, and now I'm going to go to column L, and I'm instead going to paste the format only. See, like, it's powerful. So I would strongly encourage to check out the video that's on that slide deck regarding Pay Special Values, because transposed is another thing that is so powerful to help you with data manipulation. So with that, slides, I will open up a new slide. I think that was it for that one. Will this work? So you can go to insert. Yes, thank you. That's what I'm going to go show. You can go to insert. You'll notice insert image. You now have the GIFs and stickers. So this gives you a more dynamic and creative slide deck if you choose. So you can go to insert GIFs and stickers, and you do have some options to filter. So if you're just looking for GIFs, you can do that. Or if you're just looking for stickers, you can do that if you want. So who doesn't give that just a happy-go-lucky face there? And then let's see what else. The live pointers I can't really show you very easily, but I'm going to end on my new favorite one. I'm gonna make sure. I'm going to end on that one. Yep, I am. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google Calendar. And so now, drum roll, really exciting. It's not going to be very great in this trainer account, but in my work account, it's awesome. So if you go to this Google Calendar, you have this little option over here to switch to task. And obviously, I only have project A. But if I had more in my task, I can add another task. I can add another list. I mean, I can add another task too, but I can say project B, and I can start making my to-do list here. Help me. Again, any of them that you've added from your email, from a chat space, like in this one is an example that was sent 41 weeks ago. It takes me directly to that demo inline training. So I'm just telling you, if you were like, what? So I really didn't know task was that powerful. It now is just got the view. We needed the view to make it a full-fledged app in my sense. It was working really good. But what I want to show you too is you can go to Google Help. And I did make a training on task. Obviously, it's going to be slightly different now with that new view. But if you go to task, there, or you go to the YouTube channel. But I do have a training that I did in March, and it talks about how the ways that Google Task is incorporated in Google Workspace. But now this new feature with the full screen is just so powerful. So just wanted to make sure you're aware of that. It's a great New Year resolution to get all organized and find a way to better serve your constituents and just better organized as we go through. Thank you so much for taking the time to learn more about Google Workspace and all the 2023 Quarter 4 updates. If you need to learn more or want access to the slide deck, please check the link below in the description. Thank you.